New weekly challenge, new star hero. Let's see what's laying in store for us. All around the watch... Isn't it all along the watchtower? Anyway, find the loot and get to the exit. Maggie is the star hero. I'm going to give her the Abbey Trombone. I think Connie is a fantastic team member. And while we're at it, Glenn. I think you'd be a very good choice, especially since Maggie's the boss here. Let's give you this. Let's give you that. Find the loot and get out. If I recall, the army maps have got some interesting. They've got some interesting maps that are maybe a little bit tricky. Okay, get him out of the way right away. Oh, and we've got so many round passes that yeah, they're already, I don't know, slightly tough, these guys. Now, as soon as we start opening these boxes, bad guy's going to pop out of that tent. Sure, we could just spawn block it, but at some point we've got to move around, search those other boxes, and get to the exit at the top right of the map. So, there's a threat counter. I've been making rather a lot of noise. I think there's no getting away from that, so let's lean into it. As ever, you got the approach that you can make. I mean, you could... Huh, nobody got any charge points? That's weird. You could try and keep it quiet, which, well, maybe I should have done. Or, of course, you can just run and gun. Charge through, cause as much damage as possible. To hell with the noise. Your choice. Definitely on the later levels, being quiet probably helps, but then you're gonna have a lot of bad guys sort of just pouring out of those tents at the back of the map, just like that. Anyway, I think Glenn, definitely a good choice to take on this if you can. And Maggie, of course, is our star hero. Any attack from anyone with her as the boss means that you're going to get more XP. And that's kind of nice. But it doesn't help you take on challenges tougher than you would otherwise be able to face. She's not a hero like Sasha or Outlaw Negan or Connie or really anybody who would let you have more effective attacks or something like that. So I don't know, 90 rounds with Maggie in charge could be tough when you get to the point where you're just like, look, I need a decent hero to take me through this. Then just swap her out. Out in the open. Open the gate and get to the exit. I think we'll do this. I think we'll do this. Yeah. I don't remember these missions too well. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. No threat counter. We will have walkers just appearing from those twitching corpse piles in the bottom middle, bottom right, top middle as well. I think getting to the gate as soon as possible, good idea. It is worth bearing in mind, though, as you can see, there are some bad guys, there are some walkers here. You can make as much noise as you like. Yumiko, very good choice. If somebody is opening the gate, you can have Yumiko shoot next to them. If they're in range of and can see the target Yumiko is shooting, they will turn around and shoot that target too. So that's why she's a good bet. Yeah, I think I will Use the old stun. That's going to slow everybody down a lot. And of course, you don't have to kill everything. All you got to do is just sort of slow stuff down. So maybe a bruiser with a riot shield who can hoard the enemy, that kind of thing. Throw the Whisperer Mask on the ground. That'll distract them for a bit. Flares, anything like that. This is a tough mission. It is, this one. Later on, of course, the bad guys become a lot tougher, a lot harder to kill like this. So you have to kind of think of different ways to just keep them out of the picture while you escape. Moving swiftly on. What's next? Loads and loads of rewards. Always welcome. Blow it up, set the explosives, and blow open the gates. Okay, yeah, I think this is another one where Connie and Glenn can shine, if I recall. Let's check it out. Now what I want, let's get better together. Let's get some charge points. I know that at some point bad guys are gonna come out of that tent that's just above us. So we got that big red door at the top there that we can interact with. 2 turns. Yeah, and then that starts these guys appearing. Try and wind up cuddled up together so we get the benefit of Connie's better together. Making rather a lot of noise, more than I would choose perhaps. Worth noting, it's got a threat counter. I think the next step here, I think we blow up the door, if I recall. Don't know what else is down there, so... Yeah, and we got bad guys just sort of pouring out of that truck. All over the place, really, so... That's one of the things with these army-based missions. There's just a lot of instances of bad guys just popping up out of everywhere. I think what we'd do, move a little bit of a distance away. Yeah, we blow up the door. You don't want anybody stood there. And then, of course, that's our ticket out of here as well. On higher difficulties, yeah, I mean it just gets tricky. It just does. Lots and lots of bad guys to deal with. Trying to think who would be a good combo. If you've got any ideas, let me know. I mean Tyrese would probably be a good bet. You could drive all of these walkers into the debuff circle that he creates with his attacks. I mean, once the doors are blown open, you don't, strictly speaking, have to kill all of the walkers. You got to get past them. It doesn't necessarily mean that you got to gun them all down or anything. So, those classic ways of distracting them. Rushing past them with the CRM axe. New bruiser weapon. That's an idea. walkers will just leave you be. Then somebody could, I suppose, use some guts. Somebody could use Walker Mike, and you could have a team there that just strolls right on by the walkers. Bring Beta, I guess. He also can just slide on by those walkers without them paying any attention. Well, they get hoarded, but essentially they just leave you alone. Okay, so this is a kill all walkers. It seems like a nice reprieve. That's usually a very easy mission type. Not always though, so let's just see what we got. Yeah, this isn't it. More walkers will appear. We can, of course, be as noisy as we want. No threat counter. Yeah, here we go. Exploding walkers. They can be the bane of your existence or a very handy tool. I can't really see any benefit of having close combat characters, warriors, scouts, bruisers on this, as opposed to ranged teams. So yeah, hopefully you can use those exploding walkers to your benefit. Kaboom. Okay, more walkers keep on. Is this the 5th turn? Lost track of how many turns it is. They just keep coming out. Good thing is, doesn't matter how tough they are, those explosive walkers will just cause a lot of damage to whatever else is lurching and moaning next to them. I don't think that's a tricky one, but if you do have any dramas with that or any other mission, then, just say so. I'm sure that myself or somebody else will be able to help. Or, of course, if you've got any ideas, if you've got any top tips, anything that works on these missions, that's always welcome to hear as well. Sometimes people realize things, like maybe some item that can be interacted with that, most people don't know. Get to the door and get it open. I think this is probably going to take a couple of turns. I think it's going to be one of those. Yeah, threat counter, so you could definitely argue that making a ton of noise isn't the best idea. Yay, more explodey walkers. So we've got a threat counter, we've got them just appearing out of flipping everywhere on this map as well. I think I recall this being a pretty... This map gets tough. On later difficulties, when you have tougher enemies, it becomes a real challenge. If all else fails, then use tools. Grenades, flares. It's only a couple of turns to open that door. Anything that cripples, slows the enemy down. Very welcome. But yeah, I know that mission gets tricky very, very quickly. So there you go. That's That's one where it'd be very handy if somebody's got like an absolutely killer trio of survivors to take, weapons, strategies. I'd love to hear it. Mobile army, surgical hospital, get the loot and get out. Okay, let's take our loot hunting team. And again, you know, we got Maggie in the lead, and she's not adding any combat capability. No offense to her. I think that she's great as part of a farming team when you're taking on missions that maybe aren't so tough. And you want to get the most out of them. Having that XP boost can be nice. But you're going to need to bring somebody else if a mission is presenting a particular challenge. There's no worries with that. Obviously, you won't get the additional points that you would by using the star hero, but don't let the game become a chore. Okay, so we got a threat counter. We've made an absolute ton of noise, but we moved pretty quickly. So, okay, so bad guys appear on the green strip. That's not good. I think Glenn, good choice for that one. When the match mission comes up, definitely a good choice. Again, you've got exploding walkers. Yes, you've got a threat counter, but you can clear the walkers very quickly by shooting those exploding walkers. Just rush around, search those crates, get out, because that's the mission. Not stay there and kill everything that appears. Okay, I think we're back to the start. Let's just check. Yeah, all around the Watchtower. I'm sure it's supposed to be all along the Watchtower, but there you go. That's the army base. Pretty tough set of missions. Pretty naff star hero. But you and your guild have a good time. Do try and do the best you can. I'll catch you in the next video.